Welcome to Farmers to Florists, the podcast serving the floral industry from seed to centerpiece. I'm Dr. Liz Fiedler Mergen, flower farmer, wedding florist, and owner of Sunny Mary Meadow, a flower farm and event venue I built in central Minnesota. This podcast makes local flowers easier to grow, easier to design with, and easier to sell. Each week, we'll talk about crop planning, recipe building, wholesale relationships, data-driven decisions, and how to build a floral business that doesn't burn you out. Yes, this podcast is a companion guide to Farmers to Florists platform at farmerstoflorist.com. But whether you use the tool or not, every episode is designed to give you practical systems and real insight you can apply immediately. If you believe the floral industry should be thriving, not scrambling, you're in the right place. Let's grow smarter. Welcome back to Farmers to Florists. Today, we're going to talk about growing without burnout. And it's something that doesn't always get discussed, but most farmers don't fail because of lack of talent. They burn out from lack of systems. And I will say the reason that I personally have had success in growing my flower farm, my business, is because I'm not the best farmer out there. I am not the best one at growing something. I don't do everything by the book. But where I did invest a lot of time, energy, money, resources, was learning how to set the foundation and how to implement better systems in my business and how to run a business. In the early days of flower farming, I think most people will say that the chaos feels a little exciting. You get those text messages or those last minute pickups and you're just selling everything that's blooming and it's fun. And you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so rich. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to do this. And that can feel fun. But then it gets a little scrappy and you're like, this is exhausting. And now you have more customers, more events, more florists buying from you, more inventory. You're trying to keep it straight. Is this something I can use to sell retail? Do I have to set this aside and sell it wholesale? Does this customer care about colors? No. Does this customer care about colors? Yes. How do I keep this? And without structure, you're going to just multiply your stress. So at some point, I realized that I was the bottleneck of my own business. Every single question came to me. Every inventory decision lived in my head. Every adjustment required a text, and I could not grow past that. And if your entire system lives in your brain, you don't have a scalable business. You have a very, very intense job. So here's the thing about burnout. You can love flowers, you can love your customers, you can love local agriculture, and you can still feel exhausted. And burnout doesn't mean you chose wrong. It just means your systems have not caught up to your growth. If you want to sell wholesale to florists sustainably, you need boundaries. You need order deadlines, you need pickup windows, you need response times, you need clear communication policies, and those boundaries aren't unfriendly. They're stabilizing. And here's the thing, florists are actually going to respect those structured growers more because structure feels reliable. I can think of so many different examples as a business owner where I much rather prefer if you tell me what needs to be done. If I'm ordering something, if it's merch for my store or it's, different plugs, different this, different that, if I know, hey, this is the order deadline and it gets shipped on this day and they arrive on this day, if that predictability and I can plan around it, I'd much rather have rules and just tell me how it is. They're not going to try to push back. They'll understand. They're used to businesses running that way. If you say, hey, delivery is this day. Now, if they tell you, well, that doesn't work for me, I guess I can't be a customer, maybe you can evaluate if you can change your process overall, but that doesn't mean you have to be available all day, every day. So here's the mistake that most of us make, and that is waiting until we're so overwhelmed to create systems. But systems are the easiest to build when you're slightly uncomfortable, not when you're drowning. So don't wait until it's too late. So ask yourself, if I double my orders next season, would this process hold? And if the answer is no, you need to break it down and start building now. So keep in mind that this is not about scaling endlessly. It's about sustainability. I have 2 daughters, and I would love nothing more for them to take over Sunny Mary Meadow, but that only happens if we have a thriving industry, and that is healthy farms, healthy florists, and a healthy relationship between the two. And burned out growers do not create thriving industries. Supported growers do. So I want you all that are listening, whether you're a farmer, florist, Quit doing it. Quit doing this cycle of burnout. It's time to get organized. And I know you all know what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about myself too. I'm talking exactly to myself right now, and it's time to get organized. If you haven't downloaded the free ebook, go ahead and head to the episode notes, and it's going to walk you through systems, expectations, questions that reduce stress from the beginning, because thriving industries don't happen by accident. Thank you for listening to Farmers to Florists. If this episode gave you clarity or helped you think differently about local flowers, I'd love to have you join us. Visit farmerstoflorist.com to explore the platform or jump into live office hours. If you know a flower farmer or florist who's trying to make local easier, send this episode their way. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and LinkedIn for some reason. And you'll find direct links to everything in the show notes. Let's build stronger systems together, stronger relationships, and a stronger floral industry. Thank you.